I interviewed you. We did a whole retirement thing. People were like, "This was a great interview, Travis. What a great note to end this whole thing on." I was even like, "How are you going to do that bullshit thing that all the other pro players do when they retire and they come back and play more?" And you're like, "No, no, no, I'm done." And yet here we are at the LCS, and I'm interviewing you. What do you have to say for yourself?
Well, Travis, you see, I'm so good at this game
Yeah,
that I can't go away, right?
yeah,
Nah, it was because the team asked for help. So it wasn't out of my own accord. I didn't like say, "Hey, put me back in, coach."
yeah.
I didn't do that. I was just kind of like sitting in the back, like hoping they'd get better and like improve. But all the players came to me and asked if I could help out, like watching scrims and like try and guide the team back to like victory. So I started watching, and then I noticed how terrible it was. Like the environment within the team, they weren't having fun anymore. And when your players aren't having fun, it's a terrible time, right? So they asked if I would play a game with them, so I did. And for some reason, they felt really good about the game. They were a lot happier about the game, and things just went better. So then they asked if I would play for them, even though it was like totally last minute. It's like last week Thursday, they're like, "Hey, hi, you're playing this week." I'm like, "Wait, what? I haven't played in like a month." And they're like, "Yeah, you're in, dude." I'm like, "All right."
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no choice. So
I mean, I assume this was all following Medios' decision to step down or whatever that was. So,
yeah.
do you have any insight into how all that went down?
Well, you see, Travis, that is not my place to say. Granted, I'm sure I have information that people don't. However, if you want to know more about it, maybe ping Medios. I don't want to like get a matter or say anything because he did it on his own terms and he'll probably want to like release his own statement or something about like the reasons why, you know. So it's not my place to say it.
Now, are you?
I appreciate the effort trying to dig for the information though.
You know, I have to ask questions. I have to ask questions. It's my job. Are you living with the team right now, or what's going on? Because I know that you moved down here, living actually kind of close to me, but I haven't seen you around. So, are you living up there, or what's the deal?
So I'm currently still down here in Santa Monica. I wouldn't suggest that to most players because if you've lived with them, you get to see how non-adult they are in the sense how they can't take care of themselves. You know, some people can't make bank accounts. You know, you might have experience with that. You know, so I don't know what it is, but some players are not very independent. However, I take care of myself relatively fine. I have two other roommates that I sort of take care of, like because they are Hearthstone streamers, and like I get the groceries and take care of like all the bills and stuff for us as well while playing. So like I'm pretty responsible in that sense that I can handle it. However, I am contemplating going back up north so that I can help out the team there too and just like get more practice in with them and like I don't know, just grow a bond with the players even more. But I haven't decided what is best yet.
Now, last weekend you were a emergency sub, but now you're back, and you're talking about moving up there. Are you part of the full roster now? Is this a stable thing? Should we expect to see you on the team throughout the rest of the year?
Well, the rest of the year is only 2 more weeks, and if we don't make it to Worlds, then we have another 6 months to figure things out. So for now, I'm on the team for the rest of the split because I think that's our best chances of getting seventh and or attending Worlds, as I don't think another roster change could fix anything right now. So for now, yes, but I don't think it'd be like a permanent thing forever. Like we'll have to see as time goes on. Like if it's like a really good scenario for us for me to be here or not. But for now, I'll just be here for the rest of the split. And like I enjoyed retirement anyway, even though it was only like a month. But yeah.
What was retirement like for you?
Well, first off, I had to deal a lot with the retirement statement and like coming down. Like I'm driving down from North Cal down to SoCal, then I get spammed on my text messages and like notifications. I don't know why, because like I just left the house and people are like asking me if I quit the team. I don't know who, but some idiot released information that he shouldn't have released, and then I had to deal with that thing, right?
No,
So
you don't know who that idiot was?
we're not name dropping here, Travis. We're good friends. But anyway, yeah. So I had to handle all of that, and then I had to start moving into my new position, which was a chief gaming officer. So first, I had to figure out what duties I wanted to do, like what I wanted to do within the organization, and figure out what I was comfortable doing, and then I had to learn how to do these things. So it was like a lot of ramp up time to try and like figure out how to go about this, like attending sponsor meetings, etc., talking to our staff members, and just trying to figure out my entire role and how to do things better. So I was getting the hang of that, and I was building some side projects that was for Cloud9. But since I'm playing, I don't have the time to build those projects anymore. but I'll be looking into doing that again sometime in the off season if we have time off, unless we attend Worlds, of course. So it was just a lot of prepping up things to like get busier and busier, but it was enjoyable life.
Now, today was your first win with the team after rejoining. Do you think that you're going to be able to replicate this over the next couple of weeks, or is this the last minute push to make it? Do you think you'll secure seventh or a playoffs position?
So I personally believe that we played pretty well, even though we lost 3 games. I felt as if the games were close, and it seemed like we knew what we were doing, just had a few minor mistakes. So this is basically us trying to push to get to seventh, right? It's our last minute, like all or nothing. So if I didn't believe this would work, I wouldn't be here. So I'm here to do my best to make it work out, and I think we can do it.
What you pulled out Rengar today? There was a pretty decent discussion on the analyst desk beforehand, saying like, "Oh my gosh, a NA player playing Rengar," and then immediately you got bullied by Lee Sin, which was kind of interesting. What was the decision to bring out Rengar? Was there like an interesting discussion around that? How did that all work?
Well, I like Rengar a lot because I feel like I have a good mindset of how to play him. I've always been kind of like a sneaky kind of guy in the game, like did interesting things. And Rengar's a champion that you can't play like normally. He's kind of like an orthodox champion. Does that make sense here? Yeah. So you have to like play him a little bit differently than normal. And like I have like a different mindset than normal junglers since I didn't play jungle for 2 years. So I was very excited to play him. I was like practicing it and ready for it as well. As far as getting bullied, come on, man! You saw that red buff invade? That's literally crazy by him. Cause like if he jumps in and doesn't get the red buff, he just dies and like the game's over right there. So I wasn't expecting it, cause that's actually like borderlining like some yeah. I can respect him for going that play, but that's literally insane. And I missed my smite by like 7 HP. I was pretty sad about that.
I mean, speaking of you playing jungle, what's that transition been like from mid to jungle? It seems like you've been okay.
Well, I've learned a lot while jungling so far. It's pretty fun. I just never realized how much the laners can influence what I'm doing. So in yesterday's game, I kind of got, how do I say this politely?
Shit on?
No. All right, to be fair, that wasn't my fault. If you get to see the start of it, the Nidalee gets a free Gromp from the steal, so she hits level 2 before me. Yeah. And like she has a free blue buff, and my entire bot side jungle's gone. So the only place I could be was top side. But the got pushed in mid and roamed on me at level 2 and like chunked all my HP, burned my flash. So now I'm like behind as a Rek'Sai. Nidalee's ahead and I don't have flash. So if I ever run into her in like the river like I did, I just die. Yeah. So I shouldn't have been there in the first place, but like it's pretty brutal to do that way, and I'm not super experienced yet. So like he was kind of like bullying me a bit, but I felt like I came back in the game. I think I had like 100% kill participation for like the first 20, 30 minutes of the game until we lost like a giant team fight. So I felt like I held my own weight, and like I feel like I'm getting better. But yeah, jungling's interesting.
Now, I do want to round out the interview by just asking you, how good is it to be back in the NALCS on stage again, playing with your teammates, seeing the audience cheer you on, and finally doing interviews with me?
Well, my favorite part of all that is interviewing with you, Travis, because I just enjoy your company and your time.
That was my expectation.
Yeah, well, it's fun to play as long as we're winning and, like, not disappointing our fans, because we're winning, 1, to, like, make them happy and, like, keep our fans, and 2, to make ourselves happy because no one likes losing. So I'm glad I can help out the team and help out in any way I can. So,
any shout-outs, anything you want to say to all the High fans that have been cheering you on and been so happy to see you the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I appreciate all the support that we've gotten. It really helps a lot, like when the team is down, getting people to support you makes you feel better rather than people to kick you down. Yeah. So I'm grateful for our fans that are still sticking around while we're in this hole that we've dug for ourselves. So I appreciate it to you guys. And then, I can say that for another time.
Well, thank you so much for the interview. Hi, good to see you back playing again. As always, a retirement interview that I do is followed by the player returning. You can check out the rest of our coverage of all things League of Legends at GameSpot.com/LOL.